Over the last few years, collective research has debunked the popular myths that a high-fiber diet lifestyle can cause unfinished housework, late dinners, and neglected family members. In fact, continuing studies show that a high-fiber diet lifestyle may significantly improve the disposition of a crafter, creating a more contented home life. Furthermore, continued exposure can develop an ability to endure meetings, waiting rooms, school functions, and sporting events without experiencing the kind of boredom that makes one want to consume lead paint. Here are just a few ways one can properly increase daily fiber intake. Visit your local yard store or shop online. Join online fiber communities. Tour sheep or alpaca farms. Attend fiber festivals. Or listen to the High Fiber Diet podcast. Please remember to spread your fiber intake throughout the day rather than trying to get it all in one shot. Stretching and resting is important, and your body will thank you.
Hi, this is Kagi, and welcome to the High Fiber Diet. I don't know what number it is. We'll put it somewhere. That's how it goes. It has been an interesting month, and I was hoping to get back to you before this, but hey, I'm here now, and that's how it goes. So, let's start with what I finished. I think all I finished was a baby outfit, and I did get that given away. I think I showed it last time, and it just needed buttons, and I did get that done, like I said, and I got that to the intended mother. And let's see, can I grab a photo of it? Maybe, maybe not. I think so. I think this is how you saw it last time. And this was the finished. Come to find out, she didn't know whether it was going to be a girl or a boy. I just went with a color that I had. And I told her that if it ends up being a girl and she was opposed to dressing her in blue, just change the buttons, put some flowers on it, and that would be fine. I also gave her the denim baby blanket that I had done, the denim colors baby blanket. Other than that, I haven't finished anything. I have quite a few works in progress going on. I have probably I need a haircut right in my eyeball. But yeah, right now I have pigs, which are projects in grocery sacks. And then I have whips, which are works in progress. And I have a whole bunch of other stuff. And it was my birthday month, so I have a lot of enabling. That's just how it rolls these days. First thing is I decided to do a log cabin blanket. And this is out of Karen Simply Soft in just a whole bunch of colors. I have Pagoda. This one is Yarn Bee. I couldn't find the yellow, the honey color that I wanted. So in the Simply Soft at the store that I was at. And then we have Persimmon. And a pumpkin spice, which I haven't used in the blanket yet. I think that's going to be an edge. And then there is a red, and I think it's just claret is the color. I don't have the band on that one. And then we have black, that's just straight black. And this is not one that I take with me out and about, so it's just in a bag. And I am crocheting it, not knitting it. So this is what the blanket looks like so far. And there's no pattern to this. It's just a simple log cabin that you add as you go, and 5 different colors. And then, like I said, I'll have an edging on it. And I'm really enjoying in the evenings working on that. That one is being crocheted up with one of my tulip needles, size 6, which is a 3.5 millimeter. Excuse the mess, by the way. We are in the middle of moving, so boxes everywhere. That's keeping it real. That's just how it is. So that project will be ongoing, and I don't know if that one's going to get packed. A lot of what I showed last episode is already packed in boxes. These are just a few of the boxes. I have probably 20 totes about that size downstairs. The craft room is completely packed, and I went ahead and packed some things because I'm like, so everything you're going to see this episode, unless it's a pair of socks, is new. So yeah, I'll put my hook right back over there. And if you hear a whirring, I'm not turning off the air conditioning. It's 80 degrees and 75% humidity, so it is what it is. Let's see, the first sweater that I knit on, I have picked up a Aegean tweed from the local yarn store, Slip Knits, here in Rapid City, South Dakota. And I picked it up in a gray colorway. It's color 6, if that matters. It is a very hand-spunny feel. It is a 2-ply and it is organic. In other words, it hasn't been picked much or anything else, and it does have some, you'll get some hay in it. I haven't found any VM, but it gets some hay. And as a spinner, that kind of irritates me. That's why I don't like Noro. But this is knitting up so nice. So I was given the pattern Quill Tee by a friend, and I decided to grab it, and I went ahead and started it with some Stonehenge Fiber Mills Crazy. Both of these are sport weight. So I think this is sport weight, or is it DK? Let's see. Well, it's 328 yards. It doesn't say, but I'm kind of going off the pattern, kind of not. I made it on bigger needles because that's what I prefer. I'm a tight knitter, so I always go up in needles. And so this is the Quill Tee. And I did everything, the short rows like it says, dropping down in. I love the way this came out, and it is picking up the yellow down there. So it started with this peachy color, and then, let's see, am I on the right one? This peachy color, and it went into a blue and peach, and then it went into more of a peach and yellow, and then it moved straight into the regular yellow. And I've already done the sleeves. This is all I'm doing for the sleeves, is I did a twisted rib and cast that off. And now I am just on the body. And I have 2 more skeins. I don't know how long I'm going to go. I may, actually, as much as I'm loving this yarn and the way it's going, I may stop by the yarn store again and pick up 3 more skeins of a different color and do another color work pattern with it. They come in a ball like this, so it's a center pull ball. And then the Crazy, I was at that point and I didn't use it all the way out to the orange, so I've still got more than half a skein of Crazy here, and this was only one of probably 7 skeins of Crazy that I have, and the weight of them went really well together, and I enjoyed doing that, and the feeling of them. This is a little bit toothier, but it's not soft, so I enjoyed working with that. And so that is the Quill Tee, and I'm very, very happy with it. I've tried it on, it fits beautifully. It's just, it's supposed to be crop. I'm not doing crop. So it'll be jean length for me, and that's what I prefer. So I have enough skeins to do that. And let's see, what's the next one that I'm working on? I'm gonna ruin this name if I don't look it up. Let's go in here. I use Note Shelf. for all of my notes and all of my patterns. I don't use Knit Companion. I haven't ever bought it because I already had Note Shelf, and that's what I prefer. So I am working on, let's take that over, the Remi Camisole. And this is one that you knit the front and back pieces and then you join in the round. Well, I am doing this out of Pacific Sport. And this is color number 130, and it is called Dull Gold. And to me, it's like a brushed gold. It's going to be lovely. But when I did the front, and it says left front, that V is going to be an ooh la la down past my bra V. No. So I'm keeping this because I can use that in the back, and instead, where you normally knit the front first and the back because it's reversible, I decided to do the shortened version that's in the pattern. And even if I go down to the size, it's going to be, I'm probably going to stop increasing or connect the two sides at the point of the same width, but I'm probably going to have another inch or two that I need to knit on because this is going to stretch out quite a bit, and I do like where it's hitting under the arm. It's going to cover my bra, and this is a wider strap here, so it's going to fit much better. So this yarn is from Cascade, and it is I think it's a blend, 60% acrylic, 40% superwash merino wool, and it is so soft, and it's machine wash warm, tumble dry low. I picked up enough skeins for this to do this top, and I may go back and pick up a few more because I haven't seen this yarn anywhere else, and I'm liking the way it knits up. So I am at the point where I'm still increasing. I'd say I've got, if I bring it bottom to top, I've got probably 10 more stitches on both sides that I have to increase before I'm done, but that's only going to bring it to about right here, and so I'll have to knit a few rows. It's already wider than what the other was, so I'm going to have to, once they get here, I'm going to have to knit a few rows to get into that, so that's 20 more rows, say about here, and I'll have that much more to knit on the bottom because then you join in the round. And again, that is the Remi cardigan, or Remi Camisole, and that is by Kadri, I believe it is, and it's a paid for pattern. And you knit the front and back of the top, and then you join in the round, and it's all 2x2 ribbing and increasing while ribbing. And I'm really liking the way the pattern is constructed. I did not, because I prefer a stabilizer, I did not do the provisional cast on. I did a standard in stitch, so I believe that's the Estonian cast on where you get a knit and a purl. And so I was able to do that, and I did the same for the pickup. And so there is a seam there, but I'm okay with that because I like that extra stabilizing on my shoulders. And I'm gonna move forward with that. I'm really liking it. I am working most of my projects on Chiagu needles. That's just my preferred needles. So that's project number 3 going. Project number 4 is I had a sock yarn advent at 12 Days of Christmas. And I have finished both of the bodies of the socks. And don't ask me who this was from. You can check my Instagram. It's in there somewhere, but I've lost the ball band. This has gone to Las Vegas and everything else. And someone was asking me how I did these patterns on this. And all I do is when I get to the point where it's going to change color, I don't wait for the beginning of a round or whatever. I slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one all the way around, so that the change of color is the way the patterning is made up. And I did the same. I have a 20 gram that I'm doing for the heels, toes, and cuffs, and I have just separated. It'll be a short cuff because that's only, there were 2 littles and one this size of the colors, and so it's going to be a shorter sock. But I could have done this taller. I don't like to. I do about 12 rounds and that's it. And I am at the point where I'm doing the heel on this one, and then I will cut and do the heel on the other one. This is in my queen bee bag, and I always carry a pair of scissors with me. And in my new knitting bag, which I'll be showing you, I have my measuring tape that I always bring with. So I have that. And this will hopefully be done for Anna's Knit Club. And the prompt for this month was self-striping socks, or self-striping. So I did that, and then while I was packing and cleaning, I found this bag, which I can't find a maker on, but I remember buying it, and yeah, from somebody. I really liked it. It had the baby animals. It has the lamb and the hedgehog and the possum and the kangaroo and the koala and all that, so babies, and then the daisies. But when I opened that up, I found a 2 at a time pair of socks that is from Felici in the mosaic, and they have the same pattern. When I do self-striping, that's normally what I do, is I will throw in a slip one, knit one. These are not exactly matchy because one started with more blue than the other, but they will get done. This one will probably have more of the top, and then I will cut in a heel on this as well. So this is what I'm working with. These are being done on Knit Picks needles. Just an old set of Knit Picks, size 2, because that's what I knit my socks on. Most people go, oh, that's huge. No, I am an extremely tight knitter, so a size 2 works out just perfectly for me, and I don't have problems with my socks. But since living here, I have probably tossed 20 pairs of socks that have just worn out, and it's now time to replenish my socks. And so that's part of what I'm doing. So this will be ongoing, and since it is self-striping, if I get them done by 3 days from now, we'll see. Nothing major. I think right now that's all I'm working on. I went to Worldwide Knit and Public Day. I was supposed to have Spinorama then, and Spinorama got canceled because it was going on at the same time as Estes Park, and most of the spinners from the yarn store were down at Estes Fiber Festival. So I did not go. Sarge and I decided, he had just had another thing going on, and he just had foot surgery, and he was like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. And I'm like, okay, we're not gonna do that. So instead I purchased some things from Worldwide Knit and Public Day. One of the things is this basket, and it's a jug basket, and I love it, and it's going to be my carry along for when we move. It will hold my project and probably the cat items for each night when we go into the hotel, because traveling with cats, I have a big carrier that they have the whole back seat, and they have little hammocks in the carrier and everything, and you'll be seeing that. But Gandalf and Cupid will be coming into the hotel room each night, and I have cat-friendly hotel rooms and things that I have set up. And so I'm going to need something, and the food and everything. And then they'll have their litter box, of course. We have a travel litter box for them. But I really like this basket. And if it gets a little bit out of shape in the move, you just spritz them with water and move them back into the size that you want. But I really like the way this one was made. So I picked up this basket, love the handle, everything. And it's been holding that blanket that I showed you right here by the side of my couch, well, so I can work on it. And what else did I get? I'm just going to go through. There's a whole bunch. Of course, my friends sent me stuff for my birthday, and I have other stuff in here, and so we're just going to kind of go through this. First couple things I picked up is Chiagu has made the swivel cords that are just like their regular cords. So they're the piano wire that are coated. And I picked up two, one in the large and one in the small of a 37 inch, which is perfect for me for sweaters. And it came with a stitch holder. And so I have both the large and the small, and I'm going to try those out. Chiagu is my go-to needle for 90% of things. DPNs, if I can find them in Chiagu, I go with that. But most of my metal DPNs are Haya. So that's what I was showing on the socks were Haya that were DPNs. And even though I have one that is 2 at a time right now, I prefer single and DPN. That's just my go-to. So, I don't know, did I show this last time? I ordered from, oh, she's in England. Cottage Creations? I know I'm saying that wrong. She has a YouTube. I can't think of her name. Let me look. Yeah, I don't remember. Anyways, I ordered from her, and I'll get the name in here somewhere. And she does Knit Pro, and she does Haya, I believe. But she had a magnetic necklace that came with stitch markers, and so you can just slip it on. And the little stitch markers that came with it just zing right on there. And then it came with a set of cable needles, and that just goes on there, which no, that wouldn't be how I'm looking at it. And then I ordered a pair of scissors to go with this little kit from her, just like my other scissors. And so that is a bunch of gadgets. I don't know if I saw it, if I've shown this before or not, but it's the Knit Pro toolkit, and they're out there all over. And I ordered from England and got this, and I enjoy using it. It's more for home than on the go, but I really came in a little case, made it easy. And then my friend sent me a birthday present. And one of the birthday presents was from Twice Sheared Sheep. It is their sock ruler, and I have been using it. And it's a slap bracelet, so it just goes on. I used to get in trouble in school for these bracelets. But I do like how it is set up. And it's easy to read, and it tells you exactly what to do on it. And when you pull out your socks, for me, lately I've been doing afterthoughts, and for the afterthought I just hold it up to the toe, pull it down just a little bit because we want negative ease, and then I decide where to place my marker to cut across. And I think I have decided on this one it will be midpoint of the yellow is probably where the heel is going to go on these. So again, that's from Twice Sheared Sheep, and it's the sock ruler. And that goes right in the sock bag. Then, while I was at Slip Knits, I saw this pattern from Malabrigo in Rios, and this is the Sense of Direction cowl. And I had to pick up the yarn for it because, number one, I love Malabrigo. It's Malabrigo. But I also love Rios, and that's what it called for. And I picked that up in Lobo Mariano. So the Gray Wolf. And that is going to be done up in that. And then I wanted some kind of, I wanted to try this tee or this camisole that I'm doing, but I also have another camisole that I want to knit up. And I wanted something kind of nice for at home. It's going to be a PJ set. I haven't found the stuff for the shorts yet, but I'm going to make a camisole and shorts. And so I picked up 5 skeins of Caprino, which is 85% merino, 20% cashmere in the sunset colorway, because oh my gosh, I just love that. And it is so soft, so soft. And so that's going to become a camisole. I have thought process. I'm not just buying willy-nilly. I know exactly what I'm making, except I don't, because I bought this just because I love it. So I picked up 5 skeins. I think only 5. Yeah, 5 skeins of Cascade Nifty Cotton Effects, which is machine wash cold, tumble dry low, but I think 100% cotton in this colorway. This is going to be a tee of some kind. It is a worsted weight, so it will be done on bigger needles, so a 9 or a 10, so it's open and airy. But I just love this. It's a greeny, browny, not quite olive, not quite sage, not quite sand. It's just, yeah, and I just think it would look good as a sweater. And so I picked up enough for a t-shirt sweater. And I was asked the other day how much yardage I look at for a t-shirt or a camisole. Of course, if you have a pattern, look for that. But if I'm just picking up a standard, hey, I'm going to go for it. If I'm going for a tee without sleeves, for my size, which I'm a 46 here, and that's where I measure and then do any increases that I need. Short sleeve, I'm picking up about 1200. If I'm going for a long sleeve, I throw in another skein, and that seems to work out for me. And yeah, at this point in time, that's the size I am, and I only knit for the size I am, not the size I wish to be. Even right after bariatric surgery, I was still knitting for the size I am, not the size I want to be, because I want to be able to wear the product that I make. So that friend that sent me the sock ruler also sent me salmon sock, and this is a 2-ply 75 superwash 25% nylon, 50 grams, 230 yards, and the colorway is How Ardently I Admire and Love You, Mr. Darcy. So this is a Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and this has, let's see, will it get pretty true to color? Yeah, it's got the pinks and some purples. Yep, there we go. And this is an Alaska yarn. 14 Mile Farm, hand dyed in Fairbanks, Alaska. to show you that. And these are going to be socks. I just have to figure out what pattern. Like it. I also picked up some 100% alpaca 2-ply sport. And this is 1, 2, 3, I think it's a total of 600 yards here. So this is a braid of 3 different skeins. And because it was only 600, let me make sure. 150, yeah, that was 600, and I picked up another 150. And this is the same here as this skein is. And I figure this will be some sort of open work tee. And it is scrumptiously soft, scrumptiously soft. So very happy with this. And this will be knit up eventually. Not sure when, but it's all put together. And then I had the 3 other skeins of the Pacific Sport for the Remi. And when I picked up all of that, the yarn store owner said, well, you've spent enough, what do you want? No, what do I want? And she goes, yeah, what bag? And so I picked out this, which I am actually using as my purse right now because it's perfect to throw a bag in, but it has the pull up and it cinches and it has 1 pocket in it. And so when I'm headed out the door, I can just throw my knitting in, and I've got, you know, my wallet and other stuff, but I've got a cute little summer bag that just looks like a nice straw made bag, and I'm loving it. Loving it. I don't have a lot of other things to show you. I will tell you, I did take my exam for SHRM, and I'm in the norm that most people that take it the first time fail. And so I'm not failing like I shouldn't be in HR. It's a learning curve, and so now I have to go back to the drawing board, start studying again, and hopefully in 6 months I'll take the test again, and fingers crossed I'll pass it that time. But I'm currently looking for work and doing a lot for Michigan, where a lot of Zoom calls, a lot of Teams meetings, interviews, that kind of thing. Have a hook on 1 or 2 that are a possibility. We're going to be heading out from here the 17th of July. That's when our truck is due. Fingers crossed, say a prayer, because when I went to U-Haul the other day to pick up the specialty boxes, like the TV boxes and the dish boxes, and the one that I get a wardrobe because their small wardrobe fits the Ladybug spinning wheel perfectly. And so because I have multiple spinning wheels, I picked up 3 of those wardrobes. And I was talking with them and confirming that we had, because when I hired the loaders, they said I had to get so many of the pads and the strap down ties and the this and the that and the other. And I'm like, well, and they're like, yeah, we're not sure if you're going to have a truck that day. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. We're done that day. We have to be out of here. So they're supposed to let me know 72 hours in advance whether we have a truck or not. So no anxiety at all. None. So we will see how that goes. But, you know, it is just, as you can see, there's boxes everywhere. If I spin you just a little bit, you can see that, I mean, it is completely surrounded with boxes. Plus we have, wow, now I'm crooked. Plus we have the dining room that's pretty much completely packed. The bedroom, we don't have boxes in there yet, but we've gotten most of it packed. But we're going to be moving some of these boxes in there just so that it is easy to get to. And then we have the basement to do. We have sold our washer and dryer. We still have it, but the landlord wants to purchase it from us, so I don't have to move those. But we do have the big freezer, the stand-up freezer that's going with us. The refrigerator and stove was the landlord's. I will just make sure those are cleaned. He told me I did not have to hire a steam cleaner to come in and clean the carpets because they're ripping everything out and putting down, I don't know if they're going to put down the snap together or what they're going to do, but they're going to do some sort of wood look in here. He also asked me not to remove nails unless I'm taking them with me, and leave the curtain rods if I could, and that way they can do all of that. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I can do that, because we bought a house and all of that is already there. I don't know that I have curtains anywhere. I know I have blinds, but with cats I will be putting up curtains instead of blinds, because cats and blinds don't go together real well. But I'm not going to need this sort of stuff, and I can buy nails. That's inexpensive, but they want to be able to patch and paint instead of guessing where a nail hole might be. Just leave the nails. So that's what we're going to do. I have not gotten a tube to put up our pictures here. Those get rolled up and put into a tube. They're parchment paper. So yeah, I know I say a lot, but it has been a crazy month with a lot of stress, and I've been doing the best I can. I did have one episode with my heart where I went into AFib, but it wasn't long enough to go into the doctor, and so all I did was keep record and then talk to the doctor afterwards. Everything seems to be fine. It's just stress. And since last year's surgery on that, I seem to be doing really well. It's just transferring the house stuff, getting things shut off for next month. I'm hoping I can record before we leave again, but I will definitely be taking some footage of our travels. And it's just, like I said, it's just a crazy time, and so I think that's going to be the name of this one, is It's a Crazy Time. Best wishes and everything. I appreciate that. Thank you for all that reached out to me for birthday wishes. That went well. We just went out for dinner for Sarge's birthday on Father's Day. That's all we did. I haven't been cooking a lot. I'm to the point of everything's going to get packed. We're going to have paper plates and plastic silverware until, I'll keep out a cup and coffee mugs and things like that. So not just one. We don't just share. But, it's to the point, it's the nitty gritty, and we want to get everything packed. And I did have my sister ask me, she's like, why are you packing so early? Well, I broke my back last year, and he's had 11 procedures and surgeries in the last year. So we move pretty slowly right now. And if I can only do 2 or 3 boxes a day, at least I'm doing 2 or 3 boxes a day. And our goal is to get everything completely packed by the 15th. So we have 2 days to just relax. The last thing we'll put in is we'll tear apart the bed and we'll put the TV into a box at the end, because that's going to be the last 2 days. Plus there's some sightseeing that we want to see. We haven't been a couple places, and there's a few places we'd like to just see that we haven't been. I've been to Deadwood. Sarge hasn't. We want to go to Deadwood. We haven't been to Wind Caves. We'd like to do that. That's a national park or monument. I'm not sure which, but it's one of the above. And there's a few other things that we just haven't been to that you can't see anywhere else. We didn't get out to Yellowstone. We wanted to. We wanted to get out to Cody, Wyoming, to be able to meet Carista, and that didn't happen. We had wanted to go to Denver and go to Estes Park and everything else, and we didn't. So we will be back out in the area eventually. But right now our goal is to just get home. The second oldest grandson graduated from high school. We missed that. Saw as much as we could. His grad party was the same day I was taking the test, so I couldn't even Zoom in to see that. And the 2 youngest aren't that young anymore. I've got a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old. And so it's time for Grandma to be back with them and have a little bit of fun there. But that's where we are at this time. I'm not going to waste a lot more of your time. I think that it's been an adventure, and thanks for being with me during this crazy time. Until next time, check your checkbook before starting the high fiber diet. Bye-bye.